Hello, thanks for clicking. This is going to be a pretty quick overview of the Ottawa Food Quarterly meeting that occurred. So this is going to be a great resource if you need some reminders on what your action items are as an Ottawa Food member, or if you weren't able to get the meeting. So I have pulled up on my screen here our mural board, which you have the link to in your email. So please feel free to come into the mural board by clicking the link and add to the mural board. Right here, we have our calendar. I wanted to make sure that Ottawa Food members had sort of a calendar of events, things that they know are going on. And as our instructions say right here, please add a sticky note of your name to the area you want to be involved with. Know how to plug in to Ottawa Food by adding your name to the areas that you want to be involved with. So first up, in sort of light yellow here, for February and March, we're really in a period of data collection. All of the data collected is going to be used to guide our strategic plan. So first up here, we have this document. This is the community data source. So please click on this Google Doc. You also have the link in your email and add to it. So this document is a shared spot for Ottawa Food members to put any data that they might be collecting around food insecurity, health, farming, volunteerism, and anything else. I recognize that all Ottawa Food members are collecting different types of data. Everybody has a different priority, whether it's health or food or all the above. So this is sort of a catch-all for that information. Again, we want to have a really complete picture of what's going on across the county. So I really encourage you to please add to this document before February 14th, because I'm going to take all the information in this document and create a little bit of a video around it so that Ottawa Food members have a chance to review data from across the county and then feel prepared to come into strategic planning. So you'll see I kicked us off here with sort of the structure. So I've got my name, the data source, which here is the Community Health Needs Assessment, or the CHNA, and then I have the points I think are important for Ottawa Food members to consider. We've also got, Feeding America's, Map the Meal Gap, and so I really encourage you, please add to this document what you notice, the data you're collecting, and add qualitative data. Notice patterns that you're seeing in the people you serve or items that you find important. So please add to this document before February 14th. Let me get out of it here. Oh, let me get back into our mural board. All right, so next up, we have a couple of community surveys, which I'll talk about in a moment. But you'll see here in light green that in February and March, we're really heavy into leading focus groups. The purpose of these focus groups are, again, to collect as much data and hear from as many voices as possible about what the needs are in the county. All this information is used just for internal use to guide that strategic plan. And I'll talk more about our focus groups in a moment. But again, if you want to be involved in this, please add your name on a sticky note to this initiative so that I can get you plugged in. In sort of this light blue here, we've got some information that's really important. And these are our dates for strategic planning. My ambitious goal is to meet every month for 3 months. This is to try to help Ottawa Food members' minds stay focused in strategic planning so that we can create a really robust plan, and also to try to get ahead of the summer months when we all get really, really busy. So I'm asking that you please put these 3 dates on your calendar. We'll meet from about 12 to 3 p.m. on this April 24th, and then on the 29th and June 26th. So please add those to your calendar and invite a couple people from your network to also attend these strategic planning sessions. We want to just hear from as many voices in the county to create a representative plan. So super important there. Also, here in light blue, we've got sort of the hands-on work of Ottawa Food. I want members to know that there are still some program things happening, even though this year we're really focused on planning. And one of those things is Senior Project Fresh. As a little reminder, this is the program, the state program, that gets $25 in coupons to low-income seniors to buy fruits and vegetables at the farmers market. Ottawa Food is doing that program again. We're actively planning it right now, but we're waiting for some news to trickle down from the states before we can keep planning. So not much you have to do with that information, but just know that Ottawa Food is doing Senior Project Fresh, and that's really in the summer. That's a big push from June to the end of August. Not listed here on our calendar, but I'm also working on getting the Charlie cart used more. As a reminder, the Charlie cart is a mobile cooking apparatus that we received a generous donation to buy. And the intention of this cooking apparatus is to be able to go into schools, senior centers, other, some nonprofits out there to do healthy cooking classes, nutrition literacy, cooking literacy. And so that cart has been staying at Community Action House. And so right now we're working on getting it back into schools, into nonprofits, and get the healthy cooking classes going. That's sort of the hands-on work. And then I opened up in our meeting to members, what else needs to be on this calendar? What as Ottawa Food members do we need to be aware of? And there's a lot of discussion around getting ahead of the migrant farm worker or harvester influx. So we receive, an influx of these folks who are coming back to our community that might have some pretty high food insecurity. And this population uses a couple food pantries pretty heavily. And so during the meeting, we just spent some time about, how can we strategize to get ahead of this influx? So we had some great ideas around, asking Myers, seeing if they'll donate some fresh food items. Can we speak a little bit more directly to growers to funnel in some produce to the food pantries that are highly utilized? We've got Community Action Agency, who's offering those food boxes, and grateful to Salvation Army for offering a space to pack and house the food boxes. And so we're going to continue to sort of mull this over. Oh, and Allie from Kids Food Basket is going to see, is it possible to get some sack suppers to this influx of folks? So just know that that's also something we're really working on, how to get ahead of this influx. All right, moving on from our calendar, and just another plug, please add your name on a sticky note to one of these or multiple of these initiatives, just so that I know that you want to be plugged into this better. All right, moving on to our surveys, which is in light pink here. So Ottawa Food in the past has done 2 surveys that we're going to be replicating. First, there's the food access survey, and then there is the community survey. So we are working with our epidemiology department and an inner team of Ottawa Food members to polish up these surveys and get them ready. And I asked folks in the meeting to please sign up for if they can administer some of these surveys. So that means taking some either physical surveys or the QR codes for the digital copy of the surveys and getting people that you're interacting with to take the surveys. We've got some gift card stuff in mind, and we just really need folks from across the whole county to administer some of these surveys. So I recognize this is some extra work on your part, but we're really hoping to gather some of this information from each area of the county, all for the purpose of having it guide our strategic planning process. So you'll see in pink here, different organizations signed on to administering surveys, and then they gave a number of the realistic amount of surveys they can get completed. So please feel free to add to that if you want to be involved in the survey process. If you have any needs or considerations you want me to be aware of, anything that you need to administer surveys, feel free to just throw it in one of these pink sticky notes. And if you feel like we're missing some organizations in the county that should administer surveys, please throw those on a sticky note here so that I know to reach out to them. If you want to see a copy of the draft of these surveys, you can click the documents right here and take a look at them. Moving on to focus groups. So we're hitting these focus groups pretty hard. We want to hear from a lot of different voices within the county. And so in our meeting, I asked people to consider each one of these focus group themes and then to please write a contact person, name, email or phone number so that I know who to invite to these focus groups. As a reminder, focus groups are when a group of people come together and we have sort of a discussion styled conversation around some key questions. And then I do my best to capture all of their insights, all the things that they said, and then put it into a format that's shareable to Ottawa Food members so that we can use that expertise and those insights to guide our strategic plan. So if you will please consider each one of these focus groups and add names. Just double click on a sticky note and say, you should talk to this person or you should talk to this organization. That's really helpful for me. I really appreciate that. So the focus groups we're currently planning are farmers, nutrition educators, people who care for children, food pantry staff, housing or other health impacting factors, pathways to better health, which you'll see is blank because we've already got that focus group scheduled for next week. Volunteers, we really want to hear from volunteers. And then also here in red at the bottom, we've got what's missing. What focus group do you think Ottawa Food should have? So double click on a sticky note here and add your idea. We've got, some senior homes, medical practitioner food banks, and community members, parents. So feel free to keep adding to that so I can organize a focus group around that topic. Moving on. I want to share that we're currently seeking 3 new board members. We had Chris and Megan leave the Ottawa Food Advisory Board because they had some career changes. And so who currently is on the board is Erica, Lisa, Cara, Doug, and Judy. And Doug has been serving for a while, and so he's voiced that he's willing to step down if somebody else wants to serve on the board. Being a board member is usually a 3-year term. And we ask that you attend a 90-minute meeting every second Wednesday of the month at 10 a.m. And then we ask that you attend quarterly meetings and be available for questions and work time on projects and ideas. If you're kind of curious about, what does an Ottawa Food Board member do? They vote on critical and sudden issues, they approve subcommittee policy recommendations, and they really act as a sounding board for me, the coordinator. They assist in fundraising efforts, assist in membership development, and they promote the work of Ottawa Food. We are seeking some pretty specific attributes for new board members. So first and foremost, we're looking for people who have a passion for food security and nutrition. We would love to have better geographical representation. So if you know someone who works or lives in Coopersville, Grand Haven, Jenison, or Hudsonville, or maybe someone who's currently serving special populations like the elderly, children, or migrants, or new Americans. Maybe someone who works with a private healthcare provider, has a broad network of contacts. And we would really value someone who has expertise in community organizing and volunteer engagement, or somebody who is really confident in social media and marketing. So if you know someone, you can nominate them by emailing me their name, contact information, and a brief description on why you think they would make a great Ottawa Food Advisory Board member. So please do that. Uncle Sam here is your visual representation that we really want you to be a part of strategic planning. Attending those strategic planning sessions is going to be really important as we guide and plan out our work for the next few years. So this is your visual. We really want you to attend, and I would really appreciate if you invited a couple other people that you think should attend and voice their expertise. I'll drop the email here. And just double stitch that some key takeaways are attending those strategic planning sessions. Also know that we hired Sunburst Solutions to be our facilitator. So they'll be at the next meeting we're all at. They're going to be guiding us through the strategic planning process. Know that focus group surveys and community sourcing data are all occurring. We are seeking new board members. We want to get ahead of the harvester influx. And most importantly, we're really glad to be back, and your participation is really valued and truly appreciated. So thank you so much. Please reach out to me with any questions or comments, and please be sure to add to the mural board or email me to get further involved. And you'll hear from me soon.